Yo, what's up, guys? Figured I would do a quick live stream. Hopefully, we can find some good plays and we'll lock them in. I saw some esports lines dropping, so let's get into it. I try to weave in, at least some useful information. When I started sports betting, I took a lot of time just like learning how the books work, strategies, not Vegas Dave uses, but actually smart people, who are making consistent profits. And, hopefully we find some good bets together. We had a great day yesterday. Hopefully we can keep it going today, but we'll kind of see. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get right into it. So I have PrizePicks pulled up, Underdog Fantasy, which are two of the main sports books I use. Again, I included my Refer a Friend platform, my Refer a Friend codes below for both of these platforms. So what we can do is we can head over to Dota, right? So like esports, whatever. Why is it interesting? So you can see this line's already come down. Kind of annoying, but you can see right here, right? You will never see this in the NBA. It only happens in esports because there's so many games, right? You look at how many lines are on Underdog Fantasy, tens of thousands. For esports, I mean, there's thousands of lines, right? These books can't keep all their lines in check, right? That's how you beat sports books. You find spots where they're slipping up. That's literally the only way you can win. You find plays with an edge. So I'm going to have to refresh this, however, just because it looks like some of these plays are starting to move. But anyways, you can see here, this player, 9. Right? His name is 9. His line is 12 on Underdog Fantasy, right? And then we take a look at PrizePicks. His line's at 14. So what kind of stinks about esports is we know there's a big opportunity here, right? There's like a big line discrepancy, but it's not clear like, which one's being dumb, right? There's no other data points, whereas, you consider the MLB, and this is just for sports books in one state. For the MLB, I mean, there's tons of different sports books that post lines, right? Literally like dozens. So it's pretty easy to tell here, for example, like, hey, here's a play on Fliff, which is a sports book I use. Like, it's pretty easy to tell, all these other books have this like plus 140 to plus 150, plus 155. Getting plus 170 is really good value. Whereas in esports, you don't have a bunch of data points. So what you can do is a strategy called middle betting. So you take the over on one book, you take the under on another book. And essentially, if this guy has 13 kills, we'll win both bets, right? We're taking, a lot of people think, oh, I took the over, I took the under. But like there's a line, right? You took the over what? So over 12 is a completely different bet than under 14. It's kind of like being like, I decided to invest into this house, this property. It's like, did you invest at $1 million, 100,000? Like, obviously that's important in terms of if it's a good investment. So we can look at the next play. So this play seems dope. So we can see this homie. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that name, right? And then we can go back to ParlayPlay. We hit a big one on ParlayPlay yesterday, and they're running a promo. More books you have, more promos. Again, all my Refer a Friend codes are below. I'm just showing you the books I'm using, what I'm putting my own money on. So here, Underdog Fantasy has this line at 26.5. PrizePicks is way lower, 2.5 lower at 24. So you may be like, oh, let's just bet this on PrizePicks. Being a sports bettor is all about finding value. Parlay plays an even bigger discrepancy. They have this line at 23. So I'm trying to move quickly because, again, that Quinn line already moved. But what I can do is I can take the over here and I can take the under here, right, on PrizePicks. So now we have 3 picks on Underdog Fantasy. They tend to be the one who screws up esports. I've made more money on Underdog Fantasy than PrizePicks and ParlayPlay combined. I believe it's a more profitable sports book and easier book to beat, but they move lines pretty quickly. But regardless, like, we found 3 big discrepancies. On Underdog Fantasy, you're going to notice they're giving you a 6x payout for these 3-leg, 3-pick parlays, however you want to think about them. PrizePicks is only 5x. So I've literally countless videos. Again, like, if you want to learn how to actually make like the big bucks sports betting, watch the videos. You'll understand the math behind why you place 3-pick entries on Underdog. Tons of videos about the strategy. Damn it. And you can see the line moved already. So hopefully some people were able to tail it. Which line moved? You're not even telling me which line moved. So we can go back here. So annoying. So we can go here and we can try to hit this. The projection has changed, but it's not telling me which one. So this 9 guy is still at 12. This FL1 guy is still at 26.5. Who moved? Quinn's still at 15. So I'm going to try refreshing again. Which one did they move? So it looks like they moved the play on 9. So whatever. Hopefully some people were able to get it. So I'm going to remove this from my PrizePicks slip because I would prefer to middle it. So I'm going to remove that. Right? And what we can do, and again, you don't have to be perfect on Underdog Fantasy. You just need to find enough good bets. So here's a League of Legends play if you need a replacement. And I'm going to go quickly here. So, you can see here 3 different esports leagues. Why are you placing 3 bets in 3 different leagues? Again, I'm just following the value, right? So this Piosit guy, his line's at 2.5 on Underdog Fantasy. So if we go back here, how are we looking? I don't know, whatever. But you can see his line is 2.5 on Underdog, right? Don't overcomplicate it. A lot of people will be like, oh, the way I'm going to try to beat the sports books is creating my own model to outsmart them, which, it makes sense, right? But you got to remember, these books, first of all, that's what 99% of sports bettors do. They trust their sports intuition or their own data set to beat the sports books, right? But you got to remember that's why these books are in business. Right. But all these books, have a lot of resources, better data feeds than you, more employees than you. So overall, they're pretty good at setting lines. So the way you beat them is by finding discrepancies in the market. Take a sip of my drink. Sparkling water, or is it hard seltzer? You'll never know. But what we can do is we got one play down on Underdog Fantasy. Hopefully some people were able to tail it. But if we wanted to, we could, middle this on ParlayPlay. You could take the over 23, the under 26.5. I mean, literally imagine it's like a promo. You think it's a joke when you first see how big some of these discrepancies are. It's like this. They're running a 3-point promo on Kelsey Plum. We found a 3.5-point difference just using OddsJam, the fantasy optimizer. And again, depending on where you're located, we just had a play on Underdog Fantasy. But depending on where you're located, you may use different sports books, right? The Score, I use this sports book in New Jersey. I actually liked it a lot. I thought they were going out of business or acquired. I don't know. But long story short, there's a really good bet on The Score, right? So why am I not placing that bet? It's not a sports book I can use, currently. So I'm going to be stuck to using sports books that I can bet on, right? So you can see there's different plays available. More books you have, the better, right? So what do we want to take a look at? This play, JP France, over 5.5, or what's another really good one? SBK. This is a sports book. I think it's only in Colorado. I've used it in Colorado. I'm not sure if it's in other states. They're giving you the under 4.5 first half total runs at plus 116. No other book's giving you better than minus 110 in general. So you can kind of look through. Long story short, you get the point. The way you beat the books is you find discrepancies between them. It looks like I just saw a play on PrizePicks, so we can go back to PrizePicks here in a second. But what was I trying to say? So depending on where I'm located, you may see me give out plays on different sports books, right? So here, this is a perfect example. Pinnacle, this book right here, they're known to be very smart, sharp. You can look it up. They have high betting limits. They take action from all around the world. Their lines are known to be sophisticated, sharp, however you want to think about it, right? And you're going to see they're giving you the same odds for the over and the under, right? So when a sportsbook's giving you the same odds for the over and the under, it means, they're both 50-50 to occur. If they're giving you the same odds for the over and the under, this game's always going over or under 5 first half total runs. If it's 5, whatever, it's a push, but you get the point. So it means they think the over and the under have the same win probability, 50%, but we're getting plus 115. So the way you can kind of think about this bet is according to the one of the sharpest, the smartest sports books, they're saying, this is 50-50. It's like flipping a coin, 50% heads, 50% tails. But this sports book, they're giving you the over at plus 115. So it's kind of like if you flip the coin with a friend for $100, but if you win, you get $115. And if the coin shows up The other side, you lose, you pay him $100. You're not guaranteed to win. It's just a play with an edge. It's just a play with a mathematical profit margin, right? Called edge. In sports betting is the word, and this is the profit margin on your bet, 7%, roughly. So again, like the power of sports betting and why I love it so much, why, you can make serious money doing it once you learn how to actually bet is, let's go back here. So the reason you can make a lot of money once you learn how to actually bet is like your returns are daily in sports betting. This game's today. So like if you could earn, just imagine you could only earn a 1% ROI on your bets. Like when you're betting on sports, there's I don't really like baseball, 160 to 182 games in the regular season, something like that. If you could just earn 1% on your MLB bets, that's an 162% ROI over the course of the season. And that's why sports betting is so powerful and so lucrative. So I've already hit some of these big three plays, but long story short, right, like we follow the value, we follow the market. Just like if you're an investor, maybe there's a really good alcohol company to buy or cigarette company or tech company, right? You try to follow the value, which is what hedge funds do. They'll buy an oil field, right? Wherever there's an edge, right? So they're scanning through the market, hundreds of thousands of possible investments to find those few that are actually, a substantial enough ROI to invest in. And it's kind of the same thing as a sports bettor, right? Like, these books have thousands and thousands and tens of thousands of things you can bet on. OddsJam is processing 1 million odds a second. So basically, you're trying to find those hints of gold. Where is the book screwing up, right? So, you're looking for bets on sale, essentially, however you want to think about it. But anyways, we can go back here. I'll just filter in Fliff. Again, I can't use most of these sports books right now based on location. I like FanDuel a lot. I like the interface, whatever, but I can't bet on it. But you can see this is the best play on Fliff. Unfortunately, I used to be able to use the app on my phone. It's not working anymore, so whatever. We'll go back to the sports books. So we can take a look at I think there was a sports book, though, that's running a promo. So if we take a look at Sleeper, I think this book was running a promo. Yo, where's the promo? Maybe they're not. I thought they were running a promo. But regardless, this is a book where I don't find a lot of value. I don't find a lot of profitable plays, but they run, promos kind of consistently. And, promos are money. So you like a lot of these books, for example, have $100, $200 deposit matches. So this sports book, I don't know anything, I didn't really know much about it. I know some people used it, but if we go here, they give you $200 for signing up. So a lot of these books like Sleeper, I sign up, it takes a minute. I put $100 in my account. They give me $100 for free. Or in this case, I put in $200. They give me $200 for free. I have $400 in my account. And then if there's good bets, good promos, I'll bet on it. If there's not, I skip it, right? And you can see Sleeper has literally nothing right now. That's why I don't talk about this book a lot. Thrive Fantasy is another book. Like I signed up, I took the free $100 from them, but there's almost no profitable bets that I can ever find here. JockMKT, however, is a kind of new sports book. It literally copied the payouts of PrizePicks. Not right now. You can see it's all red. None of these plays are good. And again, like if you don't understand these numbers, percentages, I've probably done a million, not actually, but thousands of videos, kind of tutorials breaking down, how these books work, kind of crap like that. So what we can take a look at is this Hot Streak promo. This Hot Streak platform. And again, my refer a friend code is below. In general, they seem to run some promos. Right now, you can see it just looks like there's some good bets. So if you take a look at Nolan Gorman, what's weird about this platform, though, really weird, is they only put their odds in decimal format. I'm not sure if that's like regulation, if they're trying to be different. I don't know. But you can see here, it says 2.62 is the odds on the under. So you may be like, what's 2.62? It's pretty simple. You can look at an odds converter calculator. 2.62 just means plus 162. Just means plus 162 American odds. So maybe it was started by European people because this is like the European odds format. I don't know. It's kind of weird, but regardless, you can see they bumped it down a little from plus 163 to plus 162. OddsJam will update in a bit, and it's like, why do we like this play? Do I watch sports? Do I have any idea who this guy is? Do I care who he is? No. But I can see right here, the other sports books in the market are pricing this around plus 130, right? Caesars, DraftKings, BetMGM. No offense. I don't care how much sports you watch, how smart you think you are. You're never going to be able to create better projections, right, than DraftKings, Caesars, and BetMGM. Like Caesars Sportsbook spends millions of dollars a month on their ability to set lines and to beat sports bettors, who are betting with their gut and stuff like that. So good luck doing that. So, it's very interesting. Like the reason I always thought sports betting was interesting. So we need a second pick. Whatever, we can go with a WNBA one. I mean, it looks like her rebound. Am I going to be able to bet it? It says sold out. 2.06 plus 106 odds. So they have a max bet size of $200 on this platform. Let's see if they let me hit it. It said sold out. $10 per hour on promos. I didn't even see a promo. Oh, they're slashing her line from 9.5 to 8.5. I'm not really sure, but whatever. What I will do is I'll just switch this. So these players are on the same team, so there's some correlation. That's a little hard to price. Let me refresh this. Maybe we just go with whatever, this JP France guy. Over 5.5 strikeouts. Or did I want to take the under? We go back here. We want to take the over. Plus 122. Other sports books, around like plus 100. So pretty simple. OddsJam is just like kind of pointing out, hey, maybe there's some value here. Yo, what is going on? What promo? Oh, I didn't want to take this. I wanted to take Gorman under half of a hit. So again, like this is why, and it's already down to plus 154, right? When I was trying to bet it plus 163. So a lot of the value is kind of going away, which is a little annoying. But what about this play? Nolan Arenado. You can see, some of these good betting opportunities, I mean, they move. So what we can do is we can take these two. And hopefully it doesn't tell me I'm trying to bet on a promo. So we'll see if they take it. And there we go. They took it, right? So there we go. We place this bet, right? 2 picks. Again, my refer a friend code is just Alex. The link is below if you want to sign up. Like, it's a good sports book to have, even if you only use it for a day. I mean, like, literally, you put in 200, you have 400 in your account, but you have to bet the 200 of bonus funds before, you can withdraw your money. You can't just put in 200. There's now 400 and withdraw it. You have to bet the 200 of bonus funds. So you can just like find good plays, hit promos. I mean, whatever. You're not going to lose all $200 if you know what you're doing. And maybe after betting it, maybe you're up 300, maybe you lose 100. So you're only up 100. And then you can withdraw the money and never think about the sports book again. I literally only bet promos on Sleeper. I only deposited $100 because there's like no lines on Sleeper. And, we're already up to 261. So what I can do is just kind of like go back here. And what we can do is let's remove CFL, is we can take a look and see if there's anything on ParlayPlay. So it looks like there's some plays, but a lot of these I feel like I bet earlier. I did a live stream before this. So we can go back to Underdog. I mean, I kind of just switched between them, right? We just added in CFL, but I'm going to filter it out for now. The numbers don't, completely seem to make sense, but long story short, we'll take a look. So here's another one, right? On Underdog Fantasy, they have this guy's. So you got to refresh to see Underdog's new lines. It's a little annoying. It doesn't like auto update. So you can see they just launched him at 10.5. And it's like, okay, that's pretty cool. Then we can go here and we can take a look at him, right? And we can take him under 12.5. So again, you're never going to see an NBA. Anthony Davis, 10.5 rebounds on Underdog. 12.5 on PrizePicks. Like, that's never going to happen in your life. So, and here's another one. Nightfall. So we can start building a slip. again, I already have locked in this play on Underdog Fantasy, Quinn over 15. So what I need to do is actually go here. And, you can see it seems like, Quinn under 17, 2 a.m. This is what I want. So you can see they have 2 players listed. So it seems like Underdog Fantasy, their prices, their lines are kind of like in general. I mean, that's not completely true. You can see we took an under here, but it seems like their lines versus PrizePicks, they're lower in general. And again, like this is crazy. The reason this is so crazy to anyone who, has an interest in financial markets or whatever is like you look up Facebook stock, it's $302. You go to E-Trade, Fidelity, Robinhood, maybe slightly different fees from platform to platform. It's going to be worth $302.52, and that's where you're going to buy or sell it roughly minus a little fee. On these sports books, I mean, right? Like it's like going to a platform. It's like going to Robinhood and seeing a stock is, $134, and then you go to another one, it's $160. It makes literally no sense. It's crazy, and it means a lot of opportunity. So we already bet this Piosec guy, but you can see there's overall some like pretty good middle plays. You take a look at this GPK guy, 13 on Underdog. Is that correct? Yep, 14.5 on PrizePicks. Okay. So we can go here. And again, like middles aren't necessarily the most fun, but they can be really profitable. We have some videos on it, all that sort of good stuff. And then I'm just adding this Quinn play because we had it in the last slip. And you can see like, again, not a bunch of books post esports lines. So these players are on the same team. There we go. So what I can do is let me remove this. So since these players are on the same team, Underdog Fantasy actually isn't going to let me bet GPK and Nightfall. On PrizePicks, you can bet players from the same team, both to go over, which is actually a huge benefit. I have some videos about esports betting and correlation and stuff like that, but you can't on Underdog Fantasy, unfortunately. But what we can do is we can go back here. And again, like I try to just show other sports books from time to time. Maybe you use some of these, maybe you don't. But like, there's good bets on BetMGM, right? There's good bets. The market's always moving. Like I've said this before, but you can see here a little line movement chart. I mean, just like the price of a stock. Clearly something came out today that moved Facebook stock. Maybe Mark Zuckerberg, people realized he was kind of ugly. Maybe there was bad news at the company. Maybe they're not making as much money, but you can see its stock price like plummeted 4%. So not plummeted, but you get the point. So it's kind of the same thing in sports betting, right? Injuries, lineup changes, sharp action coming in, all this stuff moves around lines. So like, unless you think you're smarter than the market, right? Like you follow the data, right? Like just deciding Facebook's going to go up. If you just decide to put all your money in it, and you're like, it's undervalued. Maybe it is, but that means you think you're smarter than everyone else because this price is based on supply and demand, like supply and demand of everyone out there. And like, no offense, you're probably not smarter than everyone else. That's why it's really hard. That's why nobody basically can beat the stock market long term. And it's just the quantitative hedge funds and trading firms that end up making the good money. But what we can do is we can go back here. We can refresh Underdog. We're not going to be able, again, to take 2 players from the same team, so I'll have to remove this. So we need one more pick on Underdog Fantasy. These plays are pretty good. I think I've already bet some of these big 3 plays. Maybe not. So I already bet Evans and then Rashad Lewis. A little bit of value, right? Underdog has his line at 22.5. PrizePicks ParlayPlay have his line at 23. 9. Piosec. What else do we have? GPK. Quinn. So Quinn we've already bet. So long story short, it's just kind of like, okay, let's check out PrizePicks. Maybe we can find something good on PrizePicks specifically. So let's remove CFL. Still being worked on, recently added. And we can see here, you know, there's some plays on PrizePicks. Some middles, whatever. Same type of stuff. So I'm trying to keep these videos a little tighter. So we've hit one bet, maybe not two, but we can go back here and we can search for Fliff. Maybe there's a good play on Fliff. Or if that play is still on Fliff, we can bet this play. Right, this play seems pretty solid. We can check out the line movements, whatever. So you can see, right, like it's like having, you know, a bunch of different stock exchanges. Like this is the price of Facebook, but like in sports betting, it's like whenever the market moves, every sports book, there's 200 or something books like that on OddsJam. Every book has to update odds. So you're going to see Pinnacle is ripping odds on the under lower. They've moved from plus 174 to plus 154. It's like a stock falling from 174 to 154, right? There's new information. Who knows? Maybe all the sharp bettors came in and just hammered the under, and that's why the line moved, right? Or maybe there was weather changes or lineup changes, which affects the total, right? All these different things can move around lines. So what I'm going to do is I'll just hit this bet on Fliff. Again, you're not able, I guess, to bet it from your computer, which is obviously a little annoying, but, you know, kind of is what it is. So this game's for tomorrow. So early line discrepancy, like, you know, some of the best bets you'll ever see are going to be when books first post odds. And the reason for that, network error. Anyways, may have to wait a sec to bet this, saying network error. But regardless, like, you know, some of the best betting opportunities when sportsbooks first screw up are when they first post odds. Like, I can guarantee you if you check, so this game's about to start, but if you check this line at like 3 a.m. tomorrow, make sure to set an alarm. You're going to notice like the value, the discrepancy went away. Like Underdog Fantasy is going to move higher, ParlayPlay, like these books are going to get more in sync. You know, some of the best betting opportunities are early. Oh, I forgot about this special on ParlayPlay. So maybe we do try to find a play on ParlayPlay. So we need 3 more picks here. So what we can do is we can go back here and we can go to League. And I don't want CFL, no Canadians. No, we're not betting on any Canadians today. So we can take a look. Some of these bets, again, I already hit on the live stream, so it's not going to work, unfortunately. It also looks like ParlayPlay bumped up his line. I didn't even bet it yet, so probably some other people bet it. Or, again, the sports books are watching their odds. You're kind of in a race against them. They've moved their line to 24. It's already 23. It's just like if there's, you know, a really cheap house on sale, you know, probably want to, like, buy it quick before someone else who's smart buys it. So a lot of these plays have already hit. So anyways, I'll probably go live later again once more League of Legends lines drop and stuff like that. Hopefully this video was helpful. Any questions you have, my email's, you know, just alex@oddsjam.com. But, you know, hopefully you were able to tail one of the plays on Underdog. I'll be back in a bit. See you guys.